I'm here in Los Angeles with super collector Agasi. He's got one of the best collections of all-time great cards that you will ever see.
Let's take a look.
Let's do it. Agasi, this looks like a treasure chest. I cannot wait to see what's inside.
Well, let's open it and reveal what's underneath.
Wow. So I'm instantly hit with all kinds of different vintage era, plus you got Jordan, Kobe, you got a lot of big cards in here. How did you amass this? This is incredible.
I initially collected the 2018, 2019 draft years. I got them at a very cheap price, and then as soon as those all shut up, I took all those funds I made and invested heavily in vintage, Hall of Famers, iconic cards, and slowly build my collection from there on.
That's an awesome story. So you rose with the popularity of ultra modern.
Correct.
You know, as that was bursting off in 2020.
Right.
But you actually cashed in and took the profits and then reinvested the profits here.
Correct.
That's incredible.
Did some research on my own as well.
Right.
And just bought stuff I really enjoyed collecting as a kid.
So you were a collector as a kid as well?
Yeah, yes. Ever since I was a kid, there used to be an ice cream man coming down the block every night, and he used to actually sell basketball cards in packs. So my friends and I, we always used to buy basketball cards, Pogs. This is one thing that's special about these cards to me. It brings back that nostalgic feeling you have as a child, as collecting, eating ice cream, playing with your friends. That's what's special about these cards. It's just not a piece of paper. It's more like memories you cherish throughout your lifetime.
I love that. I mean, I love the fact that you can hold things of value. You can have assets that can be great investments in the long term, but that also can have such a sentimental meaning and attachment to you. And things you love to showcase to others.
Right.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick out your 10 favorite cards.
That's gonna be tough.
Most unique, best cards from your collection. And let's take them over there. Let's sit down and let's go through them.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Agasi, I am so excited to get into this. You've got such a variety of old and newer. Let's start over here. What's this?
Okay. So it was kind of hard for me to pick out just 10 cards, but I did pick out maybe like 12 to 13.
That's fair.
So
I feel your pain,
exactly. So let's start off with the Kobe Bryant rookie card. It's a Kobe Bryant credentials card.
Okay.
This is numbered to 499. So back in 1996, Skybox had a regular version of this card with a green background. And the rare variety parallel was the one with the silver borders.
Yeah. And numbered cards back then were extremely rare.
It is. It was the first year basketball cards started to number cards.
Yeah.
So that's what drew me into this card. I would say the current market value of this card is roughly around anywhere from $70,000 to $80,000. It could go for more on auction because PSA 9s are only limited to 21 copies. And only about 3 PSA 10s, which one sold for $600,000 recently.
Yeah, so that's real low population to get into the high grades of that.
For sure. Very condition sensitive card. What's another interesting thing I have here is a sealed box, or case I should say, of where this card can come from. So this is a six box sealed hobby case.
So not only do you have the card, but you actually have this sealed case.
Correct.
So you've got a pretty major investment there in sealed wax.
Absolutely.
That's a rare box to find, and you've got an entire case of it.
For sure. And only about 250 to 260 of these cards are even graded. So you never know, maybe there's one that's in here. Each box roughly is around $8,000 to $10,000, so there are 6 of them in here. Sealed box, I would say, demands a premium. So it may go for 60, 70, you never know when you put these on auction.
You ever gonna rip it?
I may if maybe one of these breakers, if they want to offer me something to break.
Fair. What's next?
So I chose a Jackie Robinson rookie card.
Okay.
So this is the 1948 Leaf Jackie Robinson card.
And that's an absolutely iconic set, right?
Iconic set. All these cards were actually in gum products, which makes it even more unique. Not many people thought about collecting it or preserving it. People used to like play with it, trade with it, throw it in the garbage. And to have a card like this, which is almost 100 years old, well preserved and a graded PSA 3 with beautiful color, beautiful eye appeal, is really scarce, and that's one thing I love about this.
And here's something really interesting about that card, right? Like, so as the sports card market, as modern cards especially, have gone down a bit over the course of this year, some of the real iconic cards that continue to be heavily sought after, such as that, have actually been going up.
Correct.
And I just looked that card up in Market Movers. It's over the last 180 days, that card's up almost 13%.
Wow.
So even though the market has slid back some, that card's up 13% in terms of value.
That's amazing.
And it looks like you got a couple other Jackies there as well.
I have one more Jackie Robinson, which I thought was pretty neat. It's called a 1948 Blue Tint. It's also a rookie card. It debuted at Jackie Robinson. It was actually hand cut from this strip, which not many people know about. So it has this his Jackie Robinson portrait card, number to 36, and you can see it says rookie year. Very, very hard to find. It's not really well known in the collector market.
I've never seen that one before.
And
never.
It's really interesting how I came about it. I was at an estate sale, and it was a two elderly couple. Took me to their attic, and literally I found this just thrown in one of these boxes. So
that's the dream scenario, right? That's
exactly.
like you go to the estate sale, you find this super rare old card and a Jackie Robinson to boot.
You don't really see this on the market, but I would say it's around $5,000.
Okay. And now we're moving to one of the most iconic cards of all time.
One of the most iconic cards, which I recently acquired, is the Mickey Mantle 52 Topps. To have this in a well-preserved condition is very, very hard. Back in the 60s, they produced so many of them that they dumped it in the Hudson River. Cases full of these cards were just thrown away. The story behind when these cards were manufactured versus where we are now in this modern day, that's what draws me into collecting these cards. It's more like a connection to history.
Yeah, such an iconic card. But we're switching over, it looks like, to some other iconic cards, going with the GOAT of basketball.
The GOAT of basketball, Michael Jordan. So start off with the Star card. I would say this is his true rookie card.
Right.
It was actually manufactured before his 86 Fleer card. What drew me into this is just the obscurity of it. The Star Company was very controversial when it first came out. It had some controversy behind reprints, counterfeiting. What I like about this one that's unique, I actually bought it in the original polyform bag it came in, but I actually opened the bag myself and got this card graded. And it came back an 8.5, which is amazing.
It's a great grade for that type of card.
It's a great grade, great card, and valued, I would say, around $50,000. We could go back. I have the same exact card that's autographed by Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And this one was autographed during his flight school. Beautiful, bold autograph. 5.5, but if you look at the card, it's way better looking than 5.5, just because the corners were a little discolored. I think a recent value on this was about $35,000 to $40,000 for an authentic one that sold.
And what is inside this case?
The most iconic basketball card, I would say. It's the Michael Jordan Fleer 1986 rookie card.
PSA 10.
PSA 10 in a beautiful condition, very well centered. Many of these 10s now are like throughout the whole 318 population are not actually centered.
Right.
They had different grading standards back then. To find one very well preserved, very well centered is very, very rare.
Yeah, new PSA label.
This is my favorite card of all time, Michael Jordan rookie card in the PSA 10 slab. You can't go wrong with this.
Can't go wrong with that. And now we're switching to a different sport.
So so recently I got into a little bit more oddball collection. When you think of boxing, you think of one person.
Muhammad Ali.
The first person who comes to mind is Muhammad Ali.
100%.
Let's start off with one of the cards I chose. It's basically 1960 exhibit card of Muhammad Ali. This is actually considered a rookie card. It's a little larger card, but you can see a young Ali just having a photo op. PSA stopped grading these. They only graded about 3 of them. They weren't exactly sure when some of these were produced. That's why now Beckett still grades them, but they put a year around 1958 to 1962. Gotcha. It's very well preserved. It's actually the highest Beckett graded card. I would say valued at $10,000.
Okay. Based
on the grade, and who knows if it goes on auction, how much it's going to go for.
Right.
Cassius Clay once more. So this is called a Colaziani Lampo. So this one is actually the first pack issued Muhammad Ali card.
Interesting.
From Italy.
Okay.
Very, very rare. Maybe like 30 of them are graded. Having a 5.5 is one of the highest grades. I think there's only one PSA 7, and anything below that is like either like 3 6s and 2s or 4s. So this one is pretty much the Mickey Mantle of Muhammad Ali. You see his young image with a blue background, This one I would say valued about roughly $15,000 on the market. It could go for more on auction, but you never see them on the current auction, so you never know in today's market.
Right.
So this is one thing I love about Muhammad Ali. His cards are so enigmatic. It's very obscure, and most of them are coming from international countries, so like Spain, Italy, Argentina. You can't really find them here. This is called the 1964 Chocolate Simon card.
Very expressive.
Very expressive. This is where he won against Sonny Liston.
Okay.
And this is where this image is taken from.
An iconic fight. Yeah.
Very iconic fight. Very colorful image. What's interesting about this, it was from a chocolate brand.
Okay.
In some instances, if you really look closely, you can see little chocolate stains on this card. So extremely condition sensitive. Having this, it's a PSA 2, but again, most of these are going to be PSA 2s, 1s. There's only 1/6 that exists. The rest are below 3. To the collector, this could be well over $10,000. In this condition and with this eye appeal, it could go for more. Speaking of cut or uncut cards, you have the iconic 1960 Hammett's Journal card. So this is considered to be his main rookie card. Many people are familiar with.
Yes.
It sort of has like a Mona Lisa vibe to it.
It does. It's such an interesting expression that he has on his face in this one. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So this was hand cut from a Swedish journal magazine, which included many other athletes at the time during the Olympics. But what drew me into this is because I found the actual journal that it came from. So I have it right over here.
Oh, wow.
It's a leather-bounded book.
That's neat.
And this is where it was actually cut from.
Wow.
Page number, page number 6. This was literally cut myself, and I got it graded. It came back to be a 3, but it looks way better to the naked eye.
It does. The beautiful eye appeal on that card.
Beautiful eye appeal. And then again, probably the most iconic Muhammad Ali card. Value-wise, roughly around $5,000 for the grade it's in as a PSA 3. But with this journal, it might go for like $8,000 to $9,000.
It's a neat
very rare to have. I have another Muhammad Ali card. Again, it's these oddball cards I love so much. This is probably like his first action shot card. Most of these cards were actually stuck on albums.
Okay.
Back in the 60s.
Right.
So very, very hard to find these because it's either thrown away or recovered with the complete damage on the back.
Sure.
So this is a PSA 6. Only 2 PSA 6s exist, 1/7 and 1/8.
Okay.
And total population is under 7.
Okay. So an extremely rare.
Extremely rare card. And beautiful action shot of Muhammad Ali, and that's what I love about this card. I think recently one PSA 6 went for around $10,000.
Nice.
I would put a value on this for around 15 at the current market.
What an incredible collection, and it's so noteworthy that you were flipping, 2018, 2019 cards and product, and then flipped all that money that you made into this type of just all-time iconic collection.
For sure.
This is absolutely incredible, Agasi. Thanks so much for sharing this with us. If you guys loved this episode, please hit that like, please subscribe to our channel, comment below, and check out Market Movers, sportscardinvestor.com. Click Market Movers in the main menu bar. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You.
Absolutely. See you guys soon with the next one. Take care.